This is Neural Newscast. Here is what matters for Thursday, July 2nd, 2026.
From Neural Newscast, I'm Thomas Keene.
And I'm Hannah Whitmore.
A recent Supreme Court decision is creating significant concern across the American healthcare sector as it clears the way for the administration to end temporary protected status for hundreds of thousands of residents.
The ruling allows for the termination of the program for over 330,000 Haitians and 4,000 Syrians. These individuals may lose their work authorizations as early as next week.
Health policy experts, reporting via NPR, are calling this a looming disaster for hospitals and nursing homes that rely heavily on immigrant labor to remain operational.
The data shows that about 50,000 physicians in the United States are non-citizens, and nearly 21,000 Haitian status holders work in high-demand roles as nursing assistants and caregivers.
The impact is expected to be most acute in regions like Boston, New York, and Florida, where Haitian communities are deeply integrated into the long-term care system.
Steffie Woolhandler of Harvard Medical School notes that 2/3 of hospitals are already closing beds because they cannot find enough qualified staff to manage them.
The Department of Homeland Security has already signaled that existing employment documents for these individuals are set to expire on July 10th.
In communities like Springfield, Ohio, families are now seeking legal counsel and signing powers of attorney as they prepare for potential separations and deportations.
Turning now to international travel, a new digital border system is causing massive bottlenecks at major European airports as the summer season begins.
The BBC reports that travelers at Berlin Airport and in Rome are facing wait times of up to 5 hours due to the inconsistent rollout of the entry-exit system.
Berlin Airport CEO Aletta von Mossenbach warned that the current situation is not bearable, as non-EU nationals must now register biometrics upon entering the Schengen zone.
Technical issues extend to the port of Dover, where 84 new registration kiosks remain inactive because French authorities have not yet triggered the required software.
Airlines UK and Airlines for America have expressed concern that half-empty planes are departing, while passengers remain trapped in processing queues at the gate.
While the European Commission claims the impact is limited, airport lobby groups are calling for contingency measures to allow manual processing during peak traffic periods.
In other news, torrential rains across West Africa have killed at least 72 people since May, with coastal cities facing significant infrastructure damage.
Authorities in Côte d'Ivoire confirmed that 59 people have died during this rainy season, and rescue teams are still searching for victims in submerged neighborhoods.
In neighboring Ghana, President John Mahama reported that single-day rainfall reached 140 millimeters, more than double the highest levels recorded last year. Flooding in Lagos, Nigeria, has even halted operations at a major transmission substation, cutting off electricity supply to several mainland neighborhoods. Climate experts tell The Guardian that poor waste management and rapid urban growth are worsening the impact of these increasingly frequent extreme weather events.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency is predicting above-normal rainfall for the rest of the year, raising fears of a repeat of last year's historic flooding.
Turning now to Asia. Chinese officials have released the results of an investigation into a small plane crash that struck Beijing's tallest skyscraper last week.
The 66-year-old pilot, identified as Liu, was reportedly suffering from chronic insomnia and anxiety. He left behind a diary expressing his intent to end his life.
The Aurora SA-60L aircraft collided with the 109-story CITIC Tower, a building located just a few kilometers from the Communist Party's headquarters at Zongnanhai.
Authorities describe the event as a case of endangering public safety, and light aircraft operations across Beijing have been suspended following the security breach.
The incident was subject to heavy censorship on Chinese social media, with images of the crash and even unrelated photos of the skyscraper being removed.
Officials confirmed that of the 13 people injured in the crash, one has already been discharged from the hospital as the investigation concludes.
Next, Ireland has officially assumed the presidency of the European Union, marking a shift in the bloc's diplomatic leadership for the next 6 months.
During an opening ceremony in Dublin, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed the assembly, urging Ireland to prioritize a new drone technology deal.
Zelensky also called for tighter restrictions on European companies that continue to do business with Russia to put more pressure on Moscow.
The Ukrainian leader expressed hope that Ireland would help open new accession clusters, which are critical steps for Ukraine to eventually join the Union.
Ireland's presidency comes at a time of significant transition for the EU, with security and productivity at the top of the legislative agenda.
Still, ongoing domestic issues in the United States are creating their own set of challenges, as legislative work in the House remains stalled.
Deepening divisions within the Republican conference are preventing the chamber from moving forward on several key spending and policy bills.
The Hill reports that rank-and-file members are expressing increasing frustration as internal infighting continues to derail the leadership's planned agenda.
This gridlock has delayed votes on critical regulation and court-related battles that have been building over the last several weeks.
With the summer recess approaching, lawmakers have a limited window to find consensus on these priorities before the next legislative session.
Here is what else we are watching.
Bipartisan members of Congress are pushing for the removal of Syria from the state sponsor of terrorism list, citing a shift in the regional diplomatic landscape.
In New York, Mayor Mamdani is scheduled to deliver a major speech this Friday, marking the America 250 anniversary and focusing on the future of citizenship.
Additionally, a German tourist visiting for the upcoming FIA World Cup is scheduled for a rare public tour at the White House later today.
The White House visit is part of a broader diplomatic effort to highlight international tourism ahead of the global tournament.
We will be tracking those developments as they unfold through the end of the week.
This has been Neural Newscast. I'm Thomas Keene.
And I'm Hannah Whitmore. Thanks for listening.
Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.